Yeah.
Okay. And what version of the Bible do y'all
We read the King James. So 1611. So the 1611 King James, if you right here, is 80 books. King James was a black man, so don't believe the lie that he was white and homosexual.
Oh no.
That's how I answer. This is a black man. King James was from the tribe of Judah, a black man. He knew he was an Israelite.
We got the keys to the kingdom. We got the keys to the
Yeah, I want to know more about that. I need somebody to be blunt with me. So I was like,
All right.
straight
Well,
up.
I would say this. With us, we want to focus on things that's going to lead our people to salvation. So stuff like that, that's a deep topic you could go into. There were our statue was a lot bigger back then. In those days, God made us a lot bigger and stronger. We got weaker. Where's that? It's in Ezra's. Second Ezra's, we're talking about that, how we got weaker. How we get weaker.
I think it's 5. Front second is 5 and 52.
Try that.
54, something
Yeah,
like that.
that's it. Yes, sir.
Let's read that.
Second Ezra, chapter 5, verse 51. He answered me and said, Ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, Wherefore are not they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature?
Less of stature. Because when we started out, we were made immortal. We're a lot stronger and bigger then. As time is going on, we're getting weaker. And even if you look at men back in the early
They said their testosterone was far higher than ours.
way higher than
way
us.
higher.
So we're going down. That's what the Bible says. Read.
And she shall answer thee, They that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb felleth, are otherwise.
So we've gotten weaker over time. That's biblical. We have gotten weaker as a people. Yeah.
Absolutely, I believe in that.
Yeah.
Okay. And what version of the Bible do y'all
We read the King James. So 1611. So the 1611 King James, if you right here, is 80 books. King James was a black man, so don't believe the lie that he was white and a homosexual.
Oh no, I mean I'm aware King James is a black man, but
That's right.
also come across a lot of information speaking how his Bible version of the Bible is also the most misconstrued.
Nah, it's the most accurate.
It's the most accurate?
Yeah, it's the most accurate.
Now how can his be the most accurate when it isn't the first?
Let's read it right here. It's not the first.
That's what I'm saying. I'm aware of that, but how is it the most accurate?
So let's get how they made it. Go to the 47.
Bible. This is the Compact Bible Dictionary.
This just tells you how, it just gives you a brief summary of how the Bible was made.
This is the King James Version. 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day.
So what we got to understand is that King James didn't rewrite the Bible. He commissioned scholars to take the original scrolls and to organize the Bible. So that's why you have chapters and verses. Those weren't in there before. All you had before was scrolls. So if you had the book of Isaiah, it was just the book of Isaiah, one long book. You understand that? So they took the scrolls. So read that.
47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day were divided into 6 groups. 3 for the Old Testament, 2 for the New,
Old Testament, 2 for the New,
and 1 for the Apocrypha.
1 for the Apocrypha. Keep reading.
2 of the groups met at Oxford, 2 at Cambridge, and 2 at Westminster. When a group had completed its task, its work was submitted to 12 men, 2 from each panel. Final differences of opinion were settled at a general meeting of each company. In cases of special difficulty, learned men outside the board of revisers were consulted. Marginal notes were used only to explain Hebrew and Greek words, to draw attention to parallel passages. Italics were used for words not found in the original, but necessary to complete the sentence.
So they did the best job they could with the scrolls of translating it over to the English. Okay. And they put in the verses and the chapters and all of that. Absolutely. So when you go to Isaiah, you just don't say the book of Isaiah. Like if I quote something in Isaiah back then without the chapter, he would have to know the whole scroll to see exactly where it was. But now I can just tell him what book and chapter I want him to go. So that's what they organized the Bible. Okay. And then they translated it over. Yeah, go ahead.
Have you heard of the Saturn Death Code?
Before you answer that, Because you asked some questions that align with a certain belief some people have when they ask a question. It's not the first I heard this.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't hold no belief as concrete.
That's what I was getting at.
I'm completely open-minded because there's a lot of different beliefs that have a lot of validity.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if it's one thing I know, it's a lot of corrupt people in the world.
That's right.
The average person is selfish, not selfless.
Let me ask you this. For fact, here's what we know for fact, right?
For fact.
This is facts, no matter what you believe. There was a slave trade that happened. Sub-Saharan, transatlantic.
Yeah.
200 million of us transported, true or false, out of Africa.
Out of Africa?
True or false?
I don't know if I believe that, brother.
You don't believe that there was a slave trade?
No, I believe there was a slave trade, but I don't believe every black individual here in America.
I didn't say that.
All right, cool. Yeah, I believe in a slave trade.
Okay, so there was a slave trade because there were people that came over here thousands of years ago before that. But I didn't say that.
All right, cool.
I'm just stay with me.
I got you.
There was a slave trade that happened, transatlantic and sub-Saharan slave trade that involved over 200 million Native American, Latino, and blacks people, right?
Yeah.
That's prophesied in the Bible. There's no other book written before the time it happened that prophesied that monumental event, the biggest atrocity that happened to any people on earth, happened. No other book did that.
But I've also come across people who are Islamic and they talk about how the Quran speaks about the past, present, and future.
You see how you went somewhere else though? We ain't talking about the Islamic. That came way later, and that's a false doctrine.
I'm aware of that, but see, that's my thing. It came a whole lot later.
Right.
600 years.
But people who believe in it often say how it recites the past, present, and future. Everything that has happened is going to happen.
Every time we ask somebody that believe in the Quran for a prophecy, they never can give
I don't believe in it.
But here's the thing. We got a Quran here. So we know the Quran. The Quran don't have no prophecies in it. It's not a holy book. Matter of fact, if you look at the Quran refers you back to the Bible. So that's why I got a tab. You see all these tabs right here? Like this tab right here, it says, I'm just going to show you one thing out of the Quran. That's why we have it up here. This is the food, 4 and 20. It says, and when Moses said to his people, talk about the Israelites, "Oh, my people, remember the favor of Allah," which is talking about God, because we never call God Allah, to when he raised prophets among you and made you kings and gave you what he gave not to any other nation. So the Quran is going back to the Bible. So we only got that here to show people that our people that are stuck in the Quran, that the Quran sends you back to the Bible. There's nothing in the Quran that makes the Quran a book of prophecies or anything. There's no prophecies in here. We have people come up all the time. We say, "Here's your book. Show us a prophecy in your book." They can't do it. No. Now, if you ask me to show you prophecies in the Bible, I can give you a lot. You understand that? But they can't do that with the Quran. The Quran is garbage. We only got it here to show people that it's garbage.
It's just another slave. It's just another slave master.
Yeah,
we was ripped into accept that. The reason black people are Muslims today is because they were forced into it in slavery.
Just like a lot of our people are forced into Christianity, which we don't teach. They were forced under white Jesus. They were forced to Christmas, Easter, Sunday worship. None of that's in the Bible.
Yeah, so y'all don't do the paganism.
No, we don't do none of that.
Christianity is the worst thing that happened to us in history.
I believe the same thing.
So we celebrate the holidays that's written in the Bible. So like we just finished celebrating the Tabernacles. That's a holiday that Christ celebrated in John 7. So the true followers of Christ going to do what he did. Christianity, they don't do nothing that Jesus did.
Yeah, and so y'all don't believe Jesus to be a white man either.
No, hell, he not. It's saying in there he black.
Yeah, he black.
Cool,
And he kept the Sabbath. He kept the Tabernacles. He kept the Passover. That's what we keep. You understand that? That's why
you need to get with us.
And he had, and guess what? His
I'm gonna get with y'all.
His followers
for sure, but
had the 1611 King James. That's what they got. When you read about our ancestors, that's the book that they got.
Okay.
That's our ancestors. This is a black man. King James was from the tribe of Judah, a black man. He knew he was an Israelite.
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is